Alright guys, this is where we ended off on our Freaks of Nature. Sorry it took so long. We had stuff that was caught up. We have 6 or 7 videos in the making right now. And this is not including this one. So you guys got a lot of stuff coming up.
Watch my short.
LeBron James.
Okay, that one's obvious.
Ever
We don't
since
need to explain.
2002, the Ohio native LeBron James has been in the spotlight, and he managed to exceed the lofty expectations and justify nicknames that were the Chosen One and the King. But when you are born with the body of a tight end, the speed of a wide receiver, and the brain of a quarterback, heck, you really are the Chosen One. Dallas Mavericks, Kristaps Porzingis.
I mean, yes. Luka Doncic, Kristaps Porzingis is like a freaking point guard when he dribbles. Can shoot like a point guard, but has a 7'3" wings or 7'5" wingspan. I agree with this one. What do you think, Hayden?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know who this is, but I'm just gonna say yeah. I mean,
Yes or no?
yeah.
Okay.
The award for the biggest freak of nature in Mavs
Hayden is
history
still new to
could have
this
gone
NBA
to
thing.
7'6" Sean Bradley, or even the 7'4" Boban Marjanovic, who currently plays for the team. But in the end, we decided to lower the bar 1 inch so that 7'3" Kristaps Porzingis can get in. Why? Because at 7'3", Porzingis runs, jumps, and plays more like a wing player than a center. He can dribble, shoot the threes nobody can't really guard, and protect the rim better than most. Because of this unique versatility, he got nicknamed the Unicorn by one Kevin Durant. Denver Nuggets, Dikembe Mutombo.
I would give that one. Who else would you give it to?
I don't know.
I need to go grab a charger real quick. Hayden, you can just talk.
We can? I gotta be honest. I'm still learning. I like the NBA, but not. I really don't know that much about players. You know, I'm getting there. You know, I don't know why I would pick me to do this. Probably 'cause I'm the only one. I know the teams and stuff, but I don't know.
And guys, these videos might not look that great, but we do put in a lot of effort.
Yeah, we film and then we post something.
I'm going to a camp that's a week long, specifically for YouTubers, so I can learn how to be better. I got the wrong charger, so you gotta keep talking.
Yeah. I'm still learning the NBA, okay? If this was NFL, this would be easy, but it's not. It's the NBA.
Now, I do think the one incredible thing that Mutombo, he blocked almost every single star in the NBA at that time. You know the finger wag where you wag your finger like this after you block somebody?
Yeah.
He did that. That's what his thing was. I do honestly agree, thinking of it.
Probably. Who else?
Dikembe was called Mount Mutombo for a reason. He was a mountain of a man, standing at 7 foot and 2 inches with a pterodactyl 7'7" wingspan. It was hard to get over Mount Mutombo, and most who have tried only came back with Mutombo's trademark finger wag as a souvenir. Dikembe averaged an astonishing 3.8 blocks during his time in Denver, where he also won the first of his 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Detroit Pistons, Ben Wallace.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Hayden, you probably don't know who he is, do you?
I think I do. I just can't figure out a reason.
He is very
Ben Wallace
good.
was undrafted in 1996 because he was a 6'9"
I think he would have been
didn't
good
have a lick of
anyway,
offense.
even if it
When he
wasn't
retired in
just the
2012,
Pistons.
He was still all of those things, but he was also a champion
Right there.
Yeah, like him and Isaiah.
and a record-tying 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. In his prime, Ben Wallace was harder to move than a block of bricks because of how strong he was. Ben never left the gym, and it showed, especially in the 2004 NBA Finals when he was the only person in the world capable of guarding Shaq one-on-one. Golden State Warriors. Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay, yeah, duh.
100 points in a game and an average of 50 points in the season and 23 rebounds for his career. Those are just the highlight numbers in a sea of NBA records that still stand today. Wilt could also bench Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley sitting on each side of the barbell and then run 100 meters in 11 seconds. If anybody was a freak of nature in the NBA, it was Wilt Chamberlain.
Not wrong. He was really
Houston
good.
Rockets. Yao Ming.
Yes.
When you are 7'6",
7'6", the tallest, one of the taller ones at the time, and you got a good smooth jump shot. That's
I definitely thought he was 8 foot.
that's like a cheat code.
Huh?
That's like a freaking cheat code. Being able to shoot at 7'6".
Yeah.
you are a freak of nature. When you have a smooth jumper with that height, you are a Hall of Famer. Yao Ming was an all-star in his first couple of seasons because he's Chinese. The fans had 100% of votes back then, and there are over 1 billion people in China. In later years, he was an all-star because he was one of the best players in the game, and there was nothing anybody could do against a guy who can effectively shoot over you anytime he wants to. Indiana Pacers, Jermaine O'Neal. In the early 2000s...
I mean, this guy, he was good. I mean, I think at the time, Paul George was probably the bigger one because he was a small forward that could shoot like a point guard and could dunk like a center. Like, his highlights are amazing, and I don't think that this guy, I mean, I know he's good, but I think Paul George,
not that many, good Pacer players.
I mean, Reggie Miller,
yes.
but I still think it was Paul George.
Jermaine O'Neal was balling. He was an athletic 6'11" center who averaged 20 and 10 plus 2.5 blocks during his 6 All-Star years in Indiana, when he was one of the best two-way players in the league. Los Angeles Clippers, Blake Griffin. In its glory days, Lob City, LA Clippers.
Yes.
I was going to say Paul George on the Clippers.
I mean, I think it honestly could have been DeAndre Jordan, but Blake Griffin was definitely one of those because DeAndre Jordan could throw the ball down, but Blake Griffin could do that too. It's just not as hard. I do agree that with this or DeAndre Jordan.
Clippers were the best show in all of basketball. It seemed like almost every game, someone gets brutally posterized by Blake Griffin, who was converting lob dunks at the highest rate in NBA history. And when he didn't have souls to destroy with his dunks, Blake just jumped over cars. Los Angeles Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was 7'1".
What?
Hippopotamus.
I mean, yeah, he was amazing.
It was really hard to block.
Yeah, I definitely agree with this.
Over 300 pounds, and yet nimble as a mongoose. He won 4 titles, but some people think he could have done more with
What was that?
He fought a hippopotamus. He's the size of
immense physical gifts, and those people are probably right. If he trained and applied himself every year, like in his 2000 MVP season, when he looked like a taller version of The Rock, he could have probably won a few more titles. However, you still can't say nothing to the man. He won championships, should have won more MVPs, and he averaged 28 and 12 through the first 14 years of his basketball career, alongside platinum rap albums and Kazam. Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant.
Yes.
Ja Morant is a speed demon, and outside of De'Aaron Fox, there is probably not a faster player in the NBA right now. But what separates Morant from other speedsters is his ability to elevate and try to murder everyone who gets between him and the basket. And to be able to do all that, weighing just 175 pounds, is simply amazing. Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade. If you are new to the NBA and you remember Dwayne Wade as a guy who couldn't jump on the scorer's table in his farewell game, please watch some young D-Wade highlights. Young Wade was known as a Flash because there was nobody faster than him in splitting double teams, breaking ankles, and driving to the basket with bad intentions. Just ask poor Anderson Varejao, Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
When you're
Build your brand
What the?
online.
No.
With a beautiful beautiful logo. Just go to Week's Logo Maker.
Yes, 100%.
If your nickname is the Greek Freak, then you should probably make every freak of nature list there is. Giannis took the league by storm with his extremely long steps and the ability to run the full court with 2 dribbles and then dunk it so hard you probably jumped out of your seat. He packed on some meat on those long limbs since he got drafted, 50 pounds of muscle to be exact, and right now, he's arguably the most athletic player in the NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves, Kevin Garnett.
Yes, no
When
doubt.
Kevin Garnett first came to the NBA,
Kevin Garnett's mentality was insane compared to others.
Yeah, I think he was most known at Boston career, but like,
Because that was when he won.
yeah. Like, they retired his number there.
he looked like an alien on the court. 7-footers with 7'5" wingspans weren't nothing new, but there was nobody in the league with those measurements weighing less than 220 pounds. He also didn't move like a 7-footer, and the fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. That skinny kid was guarding all 5 positions. His already bald head was extremely sweaty, and his eyes showed that he was willing to die on the floor. Yeah, KG was one crazy MF when he was out there, and that's why everybody loved him. Unless, you had to play against him. Then you probably hated his guts. New Orleans Pelicans, Zion Williamson.
Yeah, he could break all of his bones and still dunk the ball.
I think he's kind of a big baby.
Yeah,
I
I'm not.
think
I
that
don't-
this could have gone to Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Or no, Anthony Davis, dude. He was so good.
Yeah, I know.
On the Pelicans. I do not agree with this. I do think Anthony Davis.
I can be honest. Like, when Zion got hurt, I didn't really believe it. Because he kept dunking the ball and everything.
Yeah, I still think Anthony deserved it, bro.
Yeah.
Zion Williamson is built like a tank, and yet he moves almost like a ballet dancer on the floor. Guys at 280 pounds shouldn't have a 45-inch vertical, and yet Zion has one. The whole world knows that he's going to go left every time he drives to the basket, and yet nobody seems able to stop him. He is the essence of the term freak of nature because he defies the laws of physics, and if he remains healthy, he's going to be a big problem for the entire league in the future. New York Knicks, Nate Robinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, he's kind of known for just getting knocked out by Chris Paul. But the thing was, he was very short and was able to dunk in game. Like, his highlights are going to show they are
Nate
amazing.
Robinson is mostly known for 3 things: being a really short NBA player, a record-breaking 3-time slam dunk champion, and getting knocked the hell out by Jake Paul. While he was still competing in his main sport, Nate was one of the most spectacular players in the league, just by the sheer size of him. If you're watching the NBA, it's expected to see guys dunk, but to see Nate do it consistently at 5'9" was really amazing. Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yes.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
He's my dad.
We're so used to Russell Westbrook's
Like, that's
crazy
where his
athleticism by
career
now that
started. Like, that's
almost nobody even noticed that this guy averaged another triple-double season in 2021, his 4th such year. Westbrook is the most athletic point guard
He
in
is a
NBA
walking
history.
triple-double.
Sans 4 years of healthy Derrick Rose, and his combination of speed and jumping ability is off the charts.
I don't think he will.
6'3", Russ is usually the smallest guy on the floor, but seemingly every game, he's going to grab the rebound, outrun everybody, and finish with a thunderous dunk at the other end. Orlando Magic,
Like, I like him.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. You had options like Penny Hardaway, Team Macaroni,
Yeah, that's
Shaquille
kind of
O'Neal.
That's kind of a.
That's Penny
like a-
Hardaway. Yes,
Yeah,
Dwight Howard was
like-
very, very good on the Magic, but he was no Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, I know.
There are different ways to look at Dwight Howard's career. You can view him as a guy whose bloated contracts have been traded from nearly every team in the league, or you can view him as the most dominant center since Shaq due to the unprecedented mobility and leaping ability for a center.
He is very good.
Dwight's
It's just
prime
I don't
lasted
think he's
for
that
about
good.
5 years, during which he won 3 consecutive Defensive Player of the Year awards, led the league in rebounding each year, and carried the Orlando Magic to the finals. Oh yeah, and he was the closest version of a Superman you'll ever see without CGI.
Why
Philadelphia
was a center in the dunk contest?
No clue. Right.
Okay.
76ers, Julius Erving.
Yes, bro. Dr.
Yeah,
J.
Dr. J was the first one. The first NBA superhero that entered pop culture and the one everybody could watch on TV and wanted to be like him. The first wing player that really soared over the rim and dunked the ball as easily as a 7-foot center. What Mike did in the 80s and 90s, Dr. J did it all 1 decade earlier. Whether it's a dunk from the free throw line in a dunk contest or an iconic layup in the NBA Finals. Phoenix Suns, Amare Stoudemire.
I'm just gonna let. Amare Stoudemire is a very great player, but no Steve Nash.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, just no.
Amare.
Better.
Did Uncle Steve just tell you trees can walk? The internet is funny. Let's investigate this image. Yep, it's just a costume. Wait the internet.
The ball. Well, but
What the?
Amare Stoudemire's nickname was Stat, which stands for Standing Tall and Talented. Stoudemire was a 6'10" power forward with the insane jumping ability and polished defensive arsenal, so it's fair to say his nickname was justified.
Who gave him the
even though
ball?
he made it up himself. Unfortunately for Amare and the Suns fans, he was actually too talented for his knees, who couldn't keep up with Stat's high-flying habits. But when he was healthy and in his prime, Amare was one of the best offensive power forwards the game has ever seen, and his dunks off Steve Nash passes were must-see TV. Portland Trailblazers, Clyde Drexler.
Yes.
Clyde Drexler was known as Clyde the Glide for a reason.
The
a 10-time
Glide,
All-Star
bro.
in the 80s and 90s, Drexler glided in the air with ease that was matched by only Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Sacramento Kings, Oscar Robertson.
Definitely.
There have been many players playing for the Kings.
That one was
recently who were more athletic than
1000%.
Oscar
He was
Robertson. But for
so
his era,
freaking
He
dominant.
was the most athletic point guard ever. The early version of Magic Johnson and LeBron James. Robertson averaged 29 points, 10 rebounds, and 8.5 assists in his 10-year career with the Cincinnati Royals, who changed their name to Kings 2 years after he left. San Antonio Spurs.
Oh,
David
yeah.
Robinson.
Well,
Yeah.
actually.
Oh yeah.
Really? I mean, yes, this guy is freaking amazing. I love him a lot. But the thing is, do you think Tim Duncan is better? More of a freak? I mean, this guy was jacked out of his mind. Yeah, it probably is him.
David Robinson was 7'1", and his body looked like a sculpture of a Greek god, chiseled by Michelangelo. The Admiral was a lean, mean machine that dominated both sides of the floor. In his first 6 seasons before he got hurt, Robinson averaged 26 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, and
Damn.
3.5 blocks per game, winning every NBA individual award in the process. Toronto Raptors.
Oh, yeah,
Vince
no
Carter.
doubt.
Oh yeah.
That's my dad. I love
The
him.
reason why the Canadian national team now has over 15 NBA players is Air Canada, Mr. Vince Carter. Drafted in Toronto in 1998, Carter's dunks and athleticism became the biggest highlight in the NBA, and he retired.
He jumped over like 2 cars, bro.
Best in-game dunker in NBA history. Utah Jazz, Karl Malone.
Fuck no.
That's pathetic.
I hate this man. He is a pedophile. He got a 13-year-old pregnant, and now you're gonna say, "Oh, he's a freaking acer." John freaking Stockton. Here's a fact. If he would not have played his last 6 seasons of his career, he would still be leading the NBA in assists. That's how freaking good he was, and you're giving it to Karl Malone, somebody who gets a 13-year-old pregnant and then abandons his son.
Karl Malone was a slightly bulked-up version of LeBron James.
This one is the
Karl was
worst
running the
one
fast
so
break like
far.
a freight train, and similarly to King James, everybody would move out of the way once he gained a head of steam. They called him the postman because he always delivered. Malone was incredibly strong and fit even after 20 seasons, and he averaged 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists at the age of 39.
And didn't pay
Washington
child
Wizards,
support.
George Muresan.
Yes.
Yeah.
This dude was half an inch taller than Manute Bol, who is 7'8". There's no way this guy didn't get it.
Born in Romania in 1971, George Muresan grew to be the tallest NBA player ever, standing at 7'7" and a half inches, half an inch taller than Manute Bol. Murasan got the award for the most improved player in the 1996 season and became the first European player to win it. However, injuries started to pile up on his enormous body, and his career was basically over in 1997, which allowed him to act alongside Billy Crystal in My Giant.
Alright, guys. That was our reaction. Which one do you think was the worst one out of that whole video, Hayden?
The Suns.
I mean, yeah, that one I did not like. I mean, the Jazz one was understandable why you could give it to him, but John Stockton's too good. Alright, thank you guys. Hope you guys like the new intro. Bye.